Hi, Gordon here with Moe Dixon, and this is part of the Unscripted Series. We were asked by one of our viewers if we would do some chats with people that drop by, and I started thinking of them as kind of fireside chats and thought we would do the first one with Moe, and I think it'll end up in two videos, but maybe we'll talk a little bit about Moe as a musician and kind of what he's up to. You grew up on the East Coast, yeah?
I grew up in New England.
In like Vermont, I think, yeah?
In Western Massachusetts, then we moved to Vermont.
Yeah, I grew up in Connecticut, but I think you knew that.
I knew that.
And like you were in music from the beginning, early on,
Really
right?
young. When I was 11 years old, we were playing at all the junior high dances and things.
Wow. And so do you have a band then, or?
Oh yeah, I had a band. We weren't very good, but we had fun.
And so when did you strike out on your own?
I started playing solo when I was probably 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
And I would play at this place in Western Massachusetts, and I had a fake ID saying I was 18.
So you could get in the door because it was a bar, or?
So I could play there,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But my mom had to come pick me up after.
And then, did that give it away? Like
Yeah.
maybe you're not 18 if your mom comes and picks you up.
Right, exactly, yes.
And so how did you get from there to out here?
I was a skier, so in Vermont we skied a lot, and then we moved to Colorado where I played a lot of music, and then because of windsurfing, I came out here to test some windsurfing equipment for a company.
And when was that? It must have been in the 80s.
Early 80s, yeah.
So we're near Hood River, Oregon. Moe and I both live on the Washington side of the Columbia River. So we're in Washington State, but right 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away is the Columbia River. And Hood River, Oregon, which certainly has been known as the windsurfing capital of the world, and it's what brought me here. In fact, I think, Moe used to play at this place called the River City Saloon in downtown Hood River, and that was a scene. You remember that? Like I'm thinking, I first came here, I think, in the late 80s somewhere, 88, 89.
I played there for 10 years, and a friend of mine bought the block of the town, and she offered me this deal to come play for her, but I don't like to stay up late at night, so she said, well, whatever you want to do, let's just do it. And so we decided to do it, and the rest was history. Before you knew it, there were 300-400 people a night through the door.
I think that was wasn't it Thursday and Sunday or something like that?
Right, because I had to go on the road on Friday.
Oh, is that it? Yeah.
So I would play there on Thursday night, and then I'd go to the airport on Friday and fly out to play at a folk festival somewhere else in the country and try to make it back by Sunday.
I remember going there. I mean, that was the thing to do when you came up here and windsurfed. And I remember going there with my kids, the girls who were,
right.
I don't know, 5 or 8 years old. Certainly not old enough to get into the River City Saloon, but they would dance out on the street. Moe played with his back to the street with this huge set of front windows,
right,
facing
yeah.
the inside of the place. And they would be out there on the sidewalk, dancing around to your music. To
this day, I've never ever seen anything like it, because it's kind of a legend. But it was amazing, because there were always about 100 people that couldn't get in, and they would stand out in the street. And then it became a party out in the street as well as inside. And basically, they didn't try to get in; they just stayed out there and just rocked out. And I was young enough that I didn't get tired in those days. So.
And I remember, the big thing in windsurfing, which is obvious by the name, is you want wind. And the wind here can really blow hard, but it can also just die. And, you'd play those gigs, and invariably in the middle of the night, during the show, you would say, you know what, every time I've played here this year, the next day, the wind has really blown. The crowd would just go nuts.
I know it. The amazing part is too, both of us, we'd windsurf all day long.
Yeah.
And then we'd go and do the show that night, and it was. I look back on it and I think, oh my God, I mean, how did I have the energy for something like
Well,
that?
I was up here on vacation, and I would go home, 12-hour drive back to California, and I would be thinking, I need a vacation from my vacation, because I would go home wrecked from windsurfing and the, late nights partying with you.
And then I would come down in California and play. Remember?
Yeah.
I played in that boat in
Rio Vista.
Rio Vista, yes.
And, so now Moe still plays here in the Hood River area. You've got, gosh, I don't know for how many years, but you do Wednesday nights at Stonehenge Restaurant and outdoors. Few hundred people show up for that,
Yeah,
it seems like.
I'm very fortunate.
And,
yeah.
we don't get to see Moe play as much as we used to. It's not the twice a week, because summer is kind of your time off. But it's sure great, man. If you're ever in this area in the summer, let me know, and you got to go to a Moe show. And now we're recording this right after Thanksgiving.
And it's snowing right now.
It is. I'm not sure when I'll air the video, but you're about to head off to Colorado to Copper Mountain.
I was going to leave today, but a big storm came in, and there's 2 feet of snow between here in Colorado, and I have a show in Idaho on the way, and then after Idaho down to St. George to do another show, and then I get to Colorado. And in Colorado, a long time ago, they created a show for me there, and it's an early show because I'm not great at staying up late at nights, but it's a big show.
We went, Shar and I on the way to the Denver Uke Fest dropped by,
right,
and saw you and your wife for a couple days, and went to at least one of those shows.
Right.
It was a madhouse. What a great scene. He's at the base of Copper Mountain and outside of Denver, and if you're in that area in the winter, you've got to go catch Moe, because really there is nothing like it. People come, you've got regulars that I think seem to come every day.
They do,
and
yes.
And then people, the
From all over the
après-ski
world,
crowd come, but people that have, you've been playing there for how many years?
Over 25 years now.
So people just know
Yeah.
that it's his place. They know when he's going to play, and I think they organize their days around seeing
And
it.
their vacations. A lot of it, people come from other ski areas, from Keystone, Breckenridge, or Vail, and it's part of their vacation. And I'm humbled by it that they drive in some pretty rough conditions just to come there and hear somebody play guitar and ukulele and a little banjo and things like that. I love it.
Well, I think we'll end this video, and we're going to go on to a second one, and we're going to talk about the beginnings of my Moe, and we'll talk about the instrument you've got with you.
Great.